Welcome to Counseling Made Simple with Helen Francis. This is a platform where I bring topics and a scenario and I discuss it. After that, give coping strategy. Okay, if you're watching me for the first time, please subscribe so that you'll be able to see next video when I put it up, and also comment so that other people will be able to see the video. In that way, you'll be able to move around for other people to see. Today I have a very special topic, and also I have a very special guest with me, Pastor Christine, woman of God. I welcome you to this platform.
Thank you for having me.
Amen. So today, this topic that we're going to discuss, I want us to have this understanding, is a disclaimer that it's not one brush for all. So everybody has got different stories and background and whatever that is happening in their house. So if you are not clear with whatever point or opinion that we put in this topic, please, you can text or email me, and then we can do a one-to-one discussion where I'll be able to ask more questions and be able to give an appropriate answer to your question. Okay, so the topic today is actually a question that is asked by a client, and I've asked for permission to have this discussed today on this platform. The question is that if I join cash or resources to build house or open a joint account with my spouse, I hope I'm not making a mistake. I hope it's not going to cause me issue in the future. And when I was told that, I was a bit concerned. As I have mentioned before, my name is Helen Francis. I'm a counselor, and also I'm a mental health nurse. So when she told me, I was a bit concerned, because when a case is brought to a counselor, that means there is a fear somewhere. That means there is something that person could not cope with. It's just like when somebody said, I'm going to see my GP. If you're having a headache and you were meant to relax or take paracetamol, but at a point you decide to say, okay, I'm going to see my GP. No amount of words somebody will tell you is your body. You know that you actually need to see your GP because there is a fear there. So there is a fear. Her fear in the first place was that when the spouse told her that I want you to join money, she was actually going to build something for herself. And then the spouse said, okay, instead of you building for yourself, why can't you bring the money so that we build this one that I have already had? So the lady said, okay, if you want me to do that, can you put my name in the document? And the spouse said, why are you rushing? Why can't you allow us to finish building? So she's got a genuine fear. But my concern is, I want us to discuss, it's not that I don't understand why she can have fear, and either directly from her or from whatever she has seen around her. But my question now is, I just want us to discuss it in case anyone is going through the same issue. Why is she having this fear? Because I know that in the first place, why she's having this fear is because the spouse, the husband, told her that, why are you in a rush? Why can't you allow us to finish building? So I want us to discuss it. Why is she having the fear in the first place? Why is she asking to put her name? I have another question to ask next, but I just want us to discuss this. Why is she having the fear? As husband and wife, why is this fear present?
Thank you very much, Pastor Helen. I believe that we don't truly see what is in the heart of a man, but sometimes the expression, our body language, and our attitude kind of give us a glimpse of what might be going on behind the scene. It shouldn't be a big deal for the man to add her name in the first instance. So his response to her would obviously, even if it's to me, would make me like, really? Why would I wait for you to finish building? Something you could just add my name, it shouldn't be a big deal. So anything could happen in between. And if we understand that the only one who has the power of tomorrow is God, we don't have it. And so she has every reason to worry if he's saying, hold on, The home could be finished next year, 2 years from now. Between now and then, anything could happen. Anything. It's not that we are wishing for anything to happen, but anything could happen. So it's understandable for her to worry. That fear could be coming. It's genuine. You know, as much as we know that I am a believer, there are certain things that, you know, I will not allow to give me that kind of worry. But she has reasons, I believe, to fear. One, the man could be into things that she already knew. You know, so to secure her future, she would want, I need my name on this document. And two, understanding the background where we come from, especially us Africans, she has to have her name on that document. She has to. It is necessary for her own safety. And number three, it's the right thing to do. Someone is investing. It's an investment, even though it's their home. It's an investment to show on record that she has actually been part of it. You know, it would be nice to have a name on it. I believe that the fear is coming from one of those three or more that I don't even know now, but I'm certain it could be one of those.
Okay. It is very certain we can say that she's got a fear. And also we know, as we discussed, that it's her right to ask to put her name on that document. But in a situation where we have a spouse that will say, I'm sorry, maybe, for example, the husband has already said it, that let this property finish before you talk about putting name. So in this situation, is she going to go ahead? Because I want to believe that when you have a spouse, you have selected before, even if you didn't select, because some people didn't have the privilege to select, but you have chosen. You have chosen this partner, you've chosen this wife, and you have chosen this husband to be a husband you want to live with for the rest of your life. If the husband is adamant and said, we have to finish before you put your name, what is this person going to do? Because I believe that as husband and wife, whatever you have, whether individual or joint account or built together or built individual, all resources should be for all or for individual to enjoy and use. So if the husband says, no, we have to finish it before you put your name, so what is this person going to do? I know that sorry for interrupting you. I know that in all topic that I do, at the end I give coping strategy, which I'm going to do later, but I want us to just discuss this. What is she going to do if the husband says, no, we have to finish before
I believe sincerely that if this is a marriage relationship, which I suppose it is from what you have said, first and foremost, she should actually be able to sit this man down and explain. Now, it's possible that he wouldn't listen. I've told you to hold on until we finish, so what's the problem? And if she still feels, no, I don't think this is right, then there must be someone she can go to that the both someone he respects, that she can bring in and say, look, this is my concern. I don't know why he's saying no. I feel that he should do this, so that I feel insecure or I'm afraid. I'm doing this and he's saying I should hold on. I don't want to hold on. I want us to be able to do this now. And he's saying, hold on. She's saying, no, I don't want to hold on. So she can bring someone in and say, look, can we talk about this? We need to talk about this. But remember, it has to be someone he respects. Otherwise, there'll be no discussion.
Of course.
So, and if that does not happen, and she still does not feel, if he still does not change his mind, two things could happen now. Two advice I could give. Now, she could either willingly say, okay, you know what, for the sake of peace, I will go ahead and continue to invest. But I still want this to happen. That's one scenario. That's one way she could go. Or the other way could be, you know what, no, I'm not going to invest anymore.
Okay. All right. Okay. I was thinking along with that as well, because maybe if she begin to think of going to invite third party, maybe the husband will say no. We understand that we don't need to push too far to understand that the husband can say, why do you want to involve third party in this discussion. So is either she can decide to say, okay, I'll put my resources. Let's see what will happen at the end. Or maybe some women will say, no, I'm not putting my resources. So we don't know what will happen after that if she say she's not putting her resources. But as I said in this discussion, we're just making an opinion, just an open discussion. Your case is different. The way you handle your case is different. The way you address your husband, the way you and your spouse will sit down together to discuss is different. But this is just an open plan to discuss an idea what a person.
That's right.
Yeah. That's the second thing I want to ask again, because I've seen a situation where, because the spouse, the husband particularly said, not that I'm being particular about husband. You know that when we talk about authority, sometimes we mention them. We see a situation where the husband will say, at the moment, I'm not ready to build. Or if I'm not ready, like you want to, normally, particularly where we come from, the first thing we want to talk about is buy land. So
that's right.
Yeah, so we have some husband that will say, no, at the moment, I'm not ready for that. And then we've seen a situation where the woman will say, it's taking too long. It's taking too long and you don't want to do. And then the woman will go ahead, because I've seen cases like that, a particular case where the husband will say, at the moment, that's not my priority. And not that the husband is doing something that is particular at that moment. Building now is not my priority. And even if I'm going to build, it's going to be outright, I'm going to just buy a house. And the woman thought, oh, it's taking too long for this to happen. And then the woman said, what about if I do it and the husband say, no, you can't do it. So the woman now decide to go and do it without the husband knowing. In her intention is that according to her story, is that when I finish building it, I will come and surprise him with it. And by the time she came to surprise the husband, it became an issue. And in fact, it affected their marriage. So the question I'm asking now, we know that as husband and wife, we have to be one, as popularly discussed and popularly known. Oneness, unity has to be the key of the home. So the question now is that, can an individual still have individual ownership, individual passion, individual investment? Can one person say, okay, because you are not doing it now, I want to go and do it? Can an individual do that? Or even if there's an agreement, whether you be doing things together, can an individual still say, I want to do my own thing, I want to have something by my name? Can that still happen?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that, actually. But then we've seen, like you said, issues, situations, real life, where it has ruined marriages. Divorces have happened because the woman has surprised her husband. You did it behind my back and all of that. But I want to say this. The Bible talks about a wise woman building a home. When the Bible talks about a wise woman building, it's not talking just about, letting, about the domestic. It's also talking about investments that the woman could make and things the woman could do outside just to preserve, to make a legacy, for herself and her children and her
and bring honor to the home, honor to the house.
Now, you have to understand who your spouse is first. You have to know who the man you're married to, the woman you're married to understand how to move. Because a lot of times, if a man says no to something and you go ahead and do it, he feels disrespected. And we know that one thing a man wants is respect. And sometimes, your actions can be misinterpreted and get you into trouble. You mean well, you mean good, but you feel, if you could do this behind me and I didn't, what else have you been hiding?
Yes.
I can't trust you. And then the issue of trust comes, you could kill me and all of this kind of talk. So you must both recognize the kind of man you are married to. Know your husband. And as a woman, we all know God has given us grace to be able to deal with our husband. There's a way you can get your husband to agree to do what you want him to do. That you will say, honey, there's something I want to invest in, and I want your blessing. You find a way. There are different ways. We're all women who are married. We know what works between our husbands and us. So you find that way. Now, having said that, there are some men that will outrightly say, no.
I was going to go there.
And no means no. You must not do it, though. If you do it, Now, in that kind of situation, believe you me, if I am that woman, and I know that I have to invest, sincerely speaking, I might go ahead and do it.
Wow.
I might go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it, and then find a way at some point that I know that, maybe do it and do it in his name, even. Do it in his name, not in my name. I'll do it in his name. And then,
but there are some things you want to do that there's no way you can do without him getting involved. Like the one I mentioned, the one that went and built the house and coming back to surprise the husband. There's no way she could do it because they needed the signature of the man.
No, I believe it depends on where she wants to do it. If it is Africa, I think it's possible to do it and do it in his name. Or you could change the documents later. Change it. Now, you could come with something signed by a lawyer without presenting the original document that you initially bought it with, and then present it to the man, maybe on his birthday, maybe on your anniversary. Do it in such a way that the man will know it was out of me honoring you that I did this. Now, that's a woman building, thinking of the future. Because sometimes either of the spouses might not be good investors. So the one who has a head for investment needs to be wise. Now, having said that, that decision could backfire.
Of course.
That my decision could actually backfire on me. But then, you have to make sure you weigh your actions properly before you take a step. And there's no yes or no answer to this. But we have to be careful that, whatever you do, maybe your decision was not, your action was not planned right, or you have to buy your timing, bid your timing, make sure you do it at the right time. There might never be a right time. But you see, if it is me, I've given that example, if it is me, I would find a way to do it because I am thinking not of myself, but look, we need to have something for tomorrow. I will go ahead and do it, but find a way to either do it in his name so that I don't make him feel like, one, you disrespected me, and two, you even went ahead and bought your own house without talking to me. And we have lots of people who have done that. So we need to be careful because it could backfire. I just said that it could backfire on me. So we need to be careful.
Thank you very much, Pastor Christine. That is powerful and that is very impactful. And that is very, very correct. As you said, a wise woman, they have to build her home. So for you to build your home, for you not to take a step that will break your home, you have to be wise in whatever you're doing. Whether you want to go and do it to surprise the husband, whether you want to do it on your name, maybe by the time you wanted to do it to surprise your husband, maybe there was no way you could do it without him knowing, and he is not ready at that time. So you have to be wise when you are doing it, and you have to understand your partner. So I think that is what we can discuss at this moment. I'm going to move further to discuss the coping strategy. But Pastor Christy, you've done very well. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Your points and your knowledge, your wisdom is very impactful, and I know that people that will be watching later will see a lot in this video that will help them in whatever decision they want to take in their situation, if they are going through similar situation, or maybe they need it to help other people. Thank you very much, Pastor.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
God bless you. All right. right. Thank you very much, Pastor Christine. I so much appreciate your time coming to Counseling Made Simple with me on this platform of Counseling Made Simple. I appreciate you. And I also believe that our viewers will appreciate you, your word of wisdom, your advice to them. They will appreciate it. I'm so sure about that. God bless you. We're going to move on now to coping strategy. Number one, I want to address that question of if I join cash or open a joint account with my spouse, I hope I will not be making a mistake. My answer to that on the surface will be that I don't think you are making a mistake. However, you have to understand your husband. You have to know who you are dealing with. You have to understand your wife as well. You have to know who you are dealing with, because sometimes when two people come together, they want to do something. Sometimes they might be doing more damage than doing good, in the sense that sometimes we have a wife or a husband that has weaknesses in some area, maybe finance, maybe money. So if that is the case and you are journeying together without sitting down to address or understand how you're going to manage these things that you're coming together to do. So at the end of the day, you might end up having disadvantage of coming together. But at the same time, if you sit down together and you address it, you can go into it. I don't think there's a mistake. After all, both of you are husband and wife. So you can join together and build things together or make a joint account. There are some joint accounts that you have to make sure that before anybody go into the account to go and catch money, the other party needs to be aware of it. And also there's a limit sometimes to what any one of you can go and cash, so you know that. Then secondly, the fear of this person in this scenario, when the husband asks, can you join cash? The fear is, number one, for her to ask that, will you not put my name? We can sense that there is a fear there, but she's got genuine reason to be scared or genuine reason to have a fear. And also the husband that says, why are you in a rush? Why can't you allow us to finish building the house before you want to put your name? The husband also have a reason to say that, because you want to begin to wonder, why is my wife asking me to put her name so soon like that? So just as the wife has got every right to wonder why my husband is not allowing me to put my name in the initial state. But in this statement, I think that should not be the end of that discussion. There should be a closure to that discussion. There should be a conclusion to that discussion. There will be a time that the husband will come back to the wife and say, okay, where is the money that asks you to join together to build the house? I think at that point, the husband have every responsibility to explain to the wife why he doesn't want the woman to put name in the first place. So if the explanation is clear, the woman can go ahead and pull her resources. If the explanation is not clear to the woman, or the woman is not accepting it or not believing it, so there could be a reason for that. That also need to be discussed between both of them. And I want to say at this point that sometimes when we don't have, if we can't see the go ahead, it could be that because of what we've heard people say when two people come together to join to do something, or maybe we just generally have our fear because of what we've seen in the past that our partner has done in the past. But I want to tell us that we can have a benefit of doubt, even if our spouse has done something in the past. If our spouse has done something in the past, there can be benefit of a doubt to allow the person to go into joint venture or whatever thing you want to do together. Because that person has done something in the past does not mean that the person will do it the second time. You can give a benefit of doubt. And then secondly, that person in this scenario wanted to actually go to do her own thing, or wanted to go and build a house before the husband said, bring your money. I also want to advise that There's nothing wrong in doing something together with your spouse, and also have the privilege to do your own thing, ownership of other things. Maybe you have passion for a fashion shop, and your husband might not have passion in that area. You can do it. Maybe you have something ambition is in some area, and your husband that is not the priority of your husband. You can do it. So whereas doing something together, individual also can do something separately, because we understand anyway that we are one, but at the same time, we individual, we have our purpose, we have our passion, and we have something that is a priority to us. So you can also do something separately while you are still joining with your spouse. So the last point I want to make again is that I want to tell us that there's benefit in coming together to join together with our spouses to build something. It helps to give us a sense of belonging, and also it also acts as a caution. Sometimes you see we have some spouses that are so freelance. They can go and do things and dabble into things without considering anything that can happen afterwards. But sometimes when they see that there have been a lot of things, commitment and things that they have done together with their spouses, that can give them a caution that, okay, if I go into doing this, I have a lot to lose. So because of that, that can help to keep us together, because we have invested in each other and we have committed together in one thing. So that can help us to give us this caution of not be too free to do anything. Don't know if that makes sense to anybody. And also I want to give a personal experience in regards to coming together to do something together. I remember when I first married, and a woman came to me and said to me that don't open an account with your husband. Unfortunately, I didn't get to ask why do you say that. But after a few years, I was pregnant, and the woman came with her husband and presented me a gift of check. And I realized that the check is in joint. So I didn't know. Maybe she advised me because of her own experience. That is why we cannot do something based on the experience of what is going on in other people's home, because what is going on in other people's home is different from what is going on in your home. So I don't know why she did that, but I didn't act on it. Me and my husband, we didn't think along that side that we want to open a joint account. But that doesn't stop us from doing things together, buying house together, and doing other investment together. So the second one I want to say again is, at the same time when we were together in this country, UK, we were trying to have our permanent stay in the country. So I have my application in Home Office. He also have his own application. But at a point, they wrote me and they said they want to see me. I went in there and they discussed about my paper. And I remember in the discussion, I told them I have a husband and I have children as well. So they said to me they want to see a certificate of our marriage. So I took it to them. They have it. They have a copy. I came back later. Maybe a few months later, they wrote me again that they want to see proof of unity, that I'm actually still living with this man and doing something together with this man. They want to see proof of husband and wife, proof that we're together. And we have to go and gather paper, like paper of the property we have bought together. We send it to them. And later, before we know it, they sent our indefinite stay to us, and they not only sent to me, but sent to everybody in the house. So that is one of the benefits of doing something together. So you can join together, do something with your spouse. If you have a doubt, And because of pattern of whatever your spouse has done in the past, you can sit down and address it, clear it, and understand it before you get into it. I think that is where I'm going to end in this video. If you have any other area that you want clarification, you can email me, you can text me, then I'll be able to ask some questions, and then I'll be able to give you more appropriate answer and detail to whatever I have time to do now on this video. Thank you for watching Counseling Made Simple. I will be coming your way very soon. Thank you.